Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you're well and you've been having a good week. So we are continuing with our hand weights again tonight, but using the hand weights for a mat flow class. So just some nice general movements, good for spinal mobility and a bit of challenge of the core, of course. Okay, so we're going to start in standing. With your hand weights, we're going to place the hand weights just behind our feet. So your heels are touching the hand weights and your feet are hip distance apart. And as you stand, feeling the length through the spine, all the way from your heels up through the crown of the head. Okay, trying to keep this vertical length through the spine. And we're going to inhale, and we're going to inhale up through the arms and out, down. And we're going to bring the arms out and then back down. And inhale, feeling the shoulders gently rise, the shoulder blades lift up and out, and then they float down. Really thinking of the movement through the shoulders. Our shoulders and shoulder girdle is so important for our spine mobility. One does not work without the other. So loosening through the shoulders. And two more. In. And lace the hands now behind the head. Okay, lengthening through the neck, stretching our neck extensors. So just let the weight of your head drop into the hands. So feeling a nice stretch through the neck and release. And again, just tuck the chin, lengthen the neck, and just gently press into the hands. And one more. And release. Coming into our shoulder blades, our scapular elevation, we're lifting the shoulders up and letting them drop. And lift up to the ears and drop. And lift up and drop. And drop. And drop. Float the arms in front. Now for our scapular retraction and protraction. So as we have before, we think of widening the shoulder blades like a pair of curtains. You're opening the shoulder blades as the arms reach forward and then drawing the curtains back towards the spine evenly. So naturally, as we protract the shoulder blades, that encourages our spine flexion, and as we retract, it assists in our extension. So let the spine move with the shoulder blades. Exhale and inhale, moving as you feel comfortable today. Noticing any difference on one side. And then draw back and relax down. Just loosening up our ankles, knees and hips. Let's come down into a squat. So reaching the hips back as the arms cross over and then up. And bend and up. Just sitting back into it, and up, and in, and up. And 3 more, bending through the hips, reaching through the spine. Lovely. And now some arm circles. Bring the arms up, lengthening, extending through the spine and round. And reach up and open. And one more. Reach up and open. Now, depending on your hand weights, if yours are long and you can do this, great. If you can't, don't worry. But just for a standard hand weight, I can do this. So the heels are on the weights, so you're just in this slight tiptoe position. Okay, so we're going to come back down into our squat, but for this squat, we're going to focus on keeping it back upright. So it's working slightly different parts, feeling those quads wake up, like you're lowering yourself down an imaginary wall. So trying to keep your spine vertical. You might not feel like you can go quite so far, that's fine. The body's not leaning forward so much. It's a little bit more work on the knees. Any problems with the front of the knees with this one? Just go into a standard squat. 4 more. In and exhale. And 3 and 2 and 1. Quite nice to wake up our calves. Okay, so we're going to move the weights either side and rolling down, so inhaling, exhale, rolling down onto your mat, place your hands shoulder width apart and step out into a plank. So hands wide, long arms, strong arms, and push out into a plank. And we're just going to stay in the plank here, just feeling strong, lengthening through the spine, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the abdominals in, and just come up onto your tiptoes, shifting the weight forwards, more on your shoulder girdle, and then come back into more of a calf stretch. And again, shifting and sinking back. Just feeling the change of weight as you shift. And now tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, pull the abdominals in and come up into a pike. Light through the shoulders and neck, feeling the stretch through the calves. Try not to take any tension through the neck or shoulders. And we're going to come back into our plank. And shifting forwards and back, round the spine and lift the hips, sink back into a pike. So lengthen the shoulders away from the ears. Hollow the abdominals and back into a plank. Lift up, pull back, round round the spine and lengthen the hips up, feeling the stretch through the legs. One more, coming back into plank, lift up onto tiptoes and shift back and reaching up. And just enjoying the stretch through the heels and the calves. And come now down onto your knees. Tuck the toes under and rest into child's pose. Stretch out the front of the ankles. That's quite a nice stretch. Okay. Coming now onto your mat, into a seated position. Okay, coming into a position where your feet are about hip distance apart. Okay, and we're going to use the hand weights alongside us, so the hand weights stay on your side, and we can use them. We can use them to roll. We're going to use them with our assisted roll down. Okay, so just line them up, sitting up nice and tall. Really thinking of the flow of movement through the spine, using the breath. And inhale and exhale. Tilt the pelvis, hollow the abdominals, and rolling down just to halfway. Have your hands lightly on the weights, so as you press there, that will deepen the abdominals. Inhale and exhale. Keep the spine flexed and then into sitting. You might need to adjust the position of your hand weights depending on your arms. So just have a play what feels more comfortable and assistive using the hand weights, so you should feel that they do help. Inhale and exhale. Just guide the movement. Three more. Inch down a little bit more each time. Really pulling the abdominals in towards the spine, look down at the tummy. And lower down. And pause there. Let's pulse for 10. Inch down and up, down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Onto your mat. Okay, knees still in a bent, lifted, bent position. Hands still on your weights, but this time we're going to come from lying back up to sitting in our chest lift. So using the abdominals to assist us, trying not to do too much with our neck. We inhale and exhale. Look through the knees and reach the hand weights away from you, so rounding, flexing through the spine and lower. Exhale. Really pushing the back into the mat. Trying to lift your shoulders off the mat. So thinking of your shoulder blades and floating the shoulder blades up and then place them back down. So the aim is just to see if you can move your weights. It might just be a few centimeters, it doesn't matter. It's still using those deep muscles. Keeping your chin tucked in. Now if this feels quite comfortable, we're going to now keep our hand weights but place them into the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. Okay, increasing the weight to lift up against. Okay, if that was already very challenging, just stick with that level, that's fine. Okay, 5, and we inhale and exhale and lower. Yeah, that makes it a little bit more challenging, but you might feel actually having that increased resistance does give you something, give you more feedback. Okay, there's my cat again. She seems to want to participate in these Pilates classes. Okay, now any feeling of tension in your neck we want to avoid. Okay, we're going to change the hand weights. We're now going to place them behind your head, okay, or whatever, however is comfortable. So you're placing them supporting your head, okay, but obviously you're still lifting that extra weight. So we inhale and exhale. How does this feel? Interesting, hey? It's challenging, but hopefully not straining our neck, which is often the area that compensates and tries to do what your abdominals should do. Let's try 5 more. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, take the hand weights away. Okay, hopefully that's feeling comfortable. And last one in this series, we're going to use the weights and inhale and exhale to roll up, and having now the palms facing up, so we're blending the movements, so coming down into our chest lift, into bicep curls. So as we curl the biceps, really see if you can come up a little bit more with the abdominals. So you're almost leveraging through the elbows, and exhale. Inhale, lower, and exhale. So the weight is actually, again, assisting us with our control of the back and the pelvis. 4 more. I can really feel this deep in my abdominals. You might not feel it so much in your biceps. It's all about distraction. And last one. Good. Okay, I'm just going to move my mat to give myself a little bit more space here. Coming back down onto the mat. So we're rolling all the way down and placing your arms out to the side in that T position. Imprint the lower back onto the mat and float each leg up into our tabletop position. You can glue the knees and the ankles together for this one. You might feel it gives you a little bit more guidance. For this one, you can either have your arms flat on the ground, or you can, for a little bit more shoulder girdle work, you can have them hovering off the floor. So why don't you start with them on the floor and see how you go. And if you want a little bit more challenge or just a different focus, try hovering them. Okay, we're going to come into our lumbar mobilization. So we inhale, bring the knees over to the right, and exhale. So your shoulders are set. It is your lower body, your lumbar spine, that is rotating. Now if you want, you can hover the arms. It actually gives you a lot more stability if you are now holding those weights in the air. It's a lot more active control. So you might not be able to go quite as far with the legs, but you might feel your shoulders aren't moving so much. And one more each side. Okay, back into the center. And now raise the arms up and float them down. And up. And we're now crossing over your right over your left, okay? And we're going to come into a crisscross. So we're going to reach into the chest lift, but reaching your hands towards over your left knee. So exhale, and we're twisting and reaching. Exhale. Exhale. Almost like you're shaving the side of your left thigh. And reach. Keep the knees in that tabletop position. Try not to let the knees squeeze too closely into the body. 3. Firing up those obliques. 2. And 1. And swap hands, reaching over the right. Exhale. And you might notice a difference in ease with this side. Any neck problems, you can place the hands behind your neck, behind your head, whatever feels more comfortable. The aim is to try and get that rib cage rotating, focusing on the upper shoulder towards the opposite knee. And 3, 2, and 1. And good. Okay, lovely. Last one in this series. Okay, we're going to actually we might do a slight variation. Actually no, we will stick. We're going to do the hundreds today, but we're keeping the legs in this tabletop position. Okay. So using the hand weights, it will feel quite different with the hundreds. Okay, so we exhale into our chest lift position, legs in tabletop. Try having the legs now in parallel. And we're going to pulse with the arms in for 5, and then palms up for 5. And switch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. Keeping the shoulders lifted, using the weights, almost reaching your weights away from you. So you're feeling like your neck is not doing the work, it's your abdominals. And switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. Feeling the arms getting heavy now. And switch. And last 10. And switch. And rest the arms and hug the knees to your chest, and just give your knees side to side. And have a breather. Okay. Coming in, assisted sit up. I think we're going to use the weights. Let's have a larger movement through our roll down, using the weights, reaching forward. Oh, I am just about in the picture. Sorry. And exhale and roll. Let's reach the arms overhead. Nice stretch through the body. We've been flexed. And now let's stretch through the front. Inhale, the arms past the shoulders. Exhale, reaching your hands forwards and up and rolling down. Any problems with your shoulders you might feel as the weight goes past the shoulders, it starts to tweak, so don't go beyond the shoulders. Just have the arms in vertical. And exhale. In and exhale. Why don't we just keep the arms in vertical? And 2 more. And 1 more. And lower all the way down. Come now onto into our high kneeling position and reaching for your weights. And let's just let's just release the arms. Just give your shoulders a circle. And the other direction. Just free up those shoulders. Okay, for the next one, we're going to bring the arm out to the side and then down. Quite simple. Thinking about your shoulder blade drawing down and in. It shouldn't lift up. When your arm is in this position, it should keep, the shoulder blade should actually keep in one position, okay, rather than hitching the shoulder. We're just bringing the arm up and then down and up and down. So think of drawing the shoulder blade down as the arm lifts. And now we come up We're now pulling down. Up, but pull down. Up and pull. So 5, up, pull, up. So resisting that gravitational pull. And 2 and 1. Good. Let's see how that feels on the other side. Up and down. Up. Working our deltoid, our rotator cuff, deep stability muscles in the shoulder, and sinking the shoulder as the arm lifts. So as the arm lifts beyond 90 degrees, your shoulder blade should then upwardly rotate. But often it rotates too soon, and that's where we can develop overactive muscles up here. And now focusing on pulling the arm back, up and pull back, up and pull back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. For this next one, we're going to hold both weights and adding in a twist, thoracic twist. So keeping the weights, the left weight in the centre, we're going to bring the arm out to the side and twist and back, and opposite side, out and then in. So the rib cage is rotating over the pelvis. And out and in. Exhale. In to return. In to return. 2 more each side. Feeling our spines, keeping the length, keeping the tummy pulled in, lengthening through the tailbone. Bring in and down. Keeping our, we're actually going to come now down into a 4-point kneeling position. Into knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And let's mobilise through the spine with our cat-cow stretch. So we inhale and sink the belly button down, lifting the tailbone up as you extend through the upper spine and look up. Exhale and reverse the curve round in the spine. And inhale and extend. And exhale and flex. Reach. Really almost like we're pulling the spine from the top to the base, wringing it out of any tension. Freeing up all the stiffness along the spine, from the neck all the way down to the coccyx. And one more. and back into position. Okay, so grabbing your hand weights. Now we can do this one without the weights. It's probably a good thing to try this movement without the weight, because just being in this position is actually hard work, just raising one arm, taking off one of our pillars of support. So just see how you go. So we're going to start with the left arm, and we're just bringing the arm out to the side and back into position. So as you lift the arm, you can feel to keep your spine quiet. Those abdominals have to kick in extra hard. Just feeling, think of our string of beads from the crown of the head down through to the coccyx. Try keeping the string of beads long. Opposite side. Without any kinks in that string. You might notice on this side it might feel like the string is being pulled slightly out of place. If so, just don't raise the arm quite so high. And back into position. Okay, if that felt quite comfortable, holding the weight now in your left hand, and inhale to prepare, and exhale, lifting the weight and lower. Keep the movement, and 5 like this. And 2, and 1. If you would like a further challenge, you can float the right, so the opposite leg. You can lengthen the leg as you float the arm. And we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower and replace. Okay, holding the right weight, just set the shoulders, lengthen the spine, pull the tummy in, and float and lower. Keep the movement, tighten that string of beads, pulling all the way from the crown of the head to the coccyx. It's being pulled from either end. And 3, 2, and 1. If you're comfortable, we can float the left leg as you float the right arm, and hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, drop the shoulder, 2, 1, and lower the hand and the leg. Good. And let's release any tension. Thread the needle, left hand threads underneath the right arm, and just twist. Feel that stretch through the mid-back and up, and loop through, hold there and release. And loop with the right. Feeling that lovely stretch around the shoulder blade. We've done quite a lot of work around our posterior rotator cuff, around the shoulder blades. So it's nice to release any tension and loop. Feeling that lovely stretch. And reach. Feeling released. Okay, lovely. Next we're going to move on, because it would be, oh no, we're not. I think that's, the time has run away with us. I can't believe it. But let's finish off on your front using the weights just for a bit of extension, and relax the legs, relax the buttocks. Inhale and draw the weights towards you as you extend. Draw your shoulders away from the ears and then lowering. And inhale, open through the chest, widen through the collarbones. Just for a nice upper back release. And 2 more. And up. And release. All the way down. Place your hands under your shoulders, up onto your knees. Tuck your toes under, up into a pike, and walking your feet towards your hands all the way. Holding it here. Inhale and exhale all the way into standing. Inhale and exhale. And release. Vertical legs. Just shift your weight slightly forward. Inhale and exhale.